Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I will now read a press statement on the situation in Yemen, which was issued today by the Security Council. On the 28th of November, the members of the Security Council heard a briefing on the situation in Yemen from the UN Special Advisor Jamal Benomar and Deputy Director of OCHA's Coordination and Response Division, Philippe Lazzarini. The members of the Security Council commended the efforts of the Gulf Cooperation Council and of the UN Special Advisor Jamal Benomar. They welcomed the agreement by the parties on the basis of the Gulf Cooperation Council initiative, as well as the signing of an initiative by the President of Yemen and the signing by the parties of the implementation mechanism, thus beginning the period of peaceful transition of power as called for in Security Council Resolution 2014. The members of the Security Council agreed that the Gulf Cooperation Council initiative and implementation mechanism must now be implemented in a serious, transparent and timely manner and in a spirit of inclusion and reconciliation. They noted the Security Council support for Yemen in its efforts to reach key milestones in the implementation plan and expected the parties to honour the timetable set out in the agreement, including the formation of a government of national consensus, presidential elections within 90 days, a national dialogue, a constitutional review, and a programme of reforms that start to tackle the profound humanitarian, economic and security challenges that Yemen faces. The members of the Security Council reaffirmed their commitment to the territorial integrity and unity of Yemen. They urge all the parties to reject violence, refrain from any further provocations, and to fully implement Security Council Resolution 2014. The members of the Security Council reiterated that all those responsible for violence, human rights violations and abuses should be held accountable. They deplored the violence on the 24th of November that reportedly led to 5 deaths in Sana'a. The members of the Security Council emphasized the need for increased and unimpeded humanitarian access to address the growing crisis. The members of the Security Council also called on all the Yemeni parties to work with the increasing support of the UN, the international community and the GCC countries immediately towards achieving peace, stability and reconciliation, as well as alleviating the humanitarian and economic situation in Yemen. The members of the Security Council welcomed the efforts of the good officers of the Secretary General and the dispatch of the UN Electoral Assistance Mission. They reaffirmed their intention to continue to actively monitor the security, political and humanitarian situation in Yemen and implementation of Security Council Resolution 2014. They looked forward to a further update of the situation within 30 days, including on the status of the implementation of the political transition agreements. I thank you very much. And I would hope there will be less noise. I don't know where it's coming from, but it does disturb one.
Sure. I wanted to ask you, I heard the word accountability in the press statement, but it's been pretty much reported that the deal that President Saleh signed is for non-prosecution of himself and his family. And since he signed it, he went back and announced an amnesty for all deeds except the attack on himself. What does the Council have? Was this discussed? What's the relation between the statement and his actions?
Yes, Matthew. I get your point, but this is the position of the Security Council. And it's not the first time we have stated that, and I quote from today's declaration, that violence, human rights violations and abuses, that those responsible for them should be held accountable.
So you're saying that that part of the deal shouldn't hold? Is that? And I guess I'm just wondering, there seems to be a disparity between what's reported about the agreement that you're welcoming and the statement by the Council that something else should be the case.
Beyond the agreement that was signed, we believe that those responsible for crimes against humanity, humanitarian violation and violence as such should be held accountable. Okay? Any more questions?
Do you expect, there's 2 elections going on today in Egypt and in the Congo. Both are, there's been protests in the street, irregularities. When do you expect the Council to take up either of these or both?
Well, we don't have anything on the agenda yet. We have to see how they go. Of course, we hope that they all go well and that both elections in Egypt and in the Congo contribute towards strengthening young democracies. If it is warranted, we will come to that, obviously. Thank you. Okay, thank you all.